Hello, my name is Corey Fortman, and this is a project on VMware for one of my classes, Innovations in IT, for instructor Lori Wall-Jasper. Doing my project on VMware Player 3.0. What VMware Player um, is a program that allows you to run other operating systems virtually inside of your uh, your operating systems. I'm running Windows 7 Home Edition on my desktop, and with VMware Player I'm going to be able to run other operating systems such as Windows XP or Ubuntu or Puppy Linux or what have you. Whatever operating system I'd like, I can run um, through VMware Player. First of all, to get VMware Player, just go to VMware's website, or I'm just going to do a search in Google for VMware Player 3.0, and we'll go here. Some information about VMware Player here on their site, and the download link here to download that. I'm not going to go through the whole process. It's pretty much the same as installing in any other program, so kind of skip that. Then once you have VMware Player on your computer, go ahead and open it up. Okay, and here's VMware Player, and this VMware Player is free. VMware Workstation, which has some more features, is not free. I'm not sure what the charge is on that, but VMware Player has been just fine for me for what I need to use it for. So I haven't really looked into Workstation, but that's an option if you're interested. On the right hand side, you're going to see a few things you can do. You can open a virtual machine. These are some virtual machines that I already have on here for VMware Player. You can create a new virtual machine, which we're going to do here in a second. On the left hand side is all the virtual machines that I already have installed on here, and then on the top is a menu for VMware Player. In order to create a virtual machine, and we're going to put Ubuntu 10.04 on here, I believe it is. And just like with Windows XP, you need, just like if you're putting it on anything on a physical machine, you need the product registration key code and everything like that. But we're going to create a virtual machine here. It's going to ask you where you want to get it from. I have Ubuntu on a disk. It detected it on the CD that's in the DVD drive, or if you have the ISO image on your computer somewhere, you can find it here and browse for it. But anyway, we're just going to hit next because I have the CD in. Fill in some information here. Make a password. Fill in that information. What are we going to call this? I'm going to call it Ubuntu 10.0.4 it was, and whatever location you want to put it in. And then it's going to ask you how much disk space you want to dedicate to this operating system, and as whether you want it as a single file or as multiple files. And I'm just going to leave this however it has it there, and we're going to power this on after its creation. Okay, so hit finish, and basically now what it's going to do is install this operating system just as it would if you were actually installing it on a physical machine. Okay. So I'm going to minimize this right now, and I'm going to open VMware Player again and get a actual virtual machine that's already installed on here up so we can take a look at that. Let's open the Windows XP and we can play the virtual machine. Okay, so now I have a Windows XP virtual machine that has its own hard drive, has connections to all the drives on my physical hardware. I'm able to print on here. I'm able to go on the internet. It's a little bit slow. I'm able to just go on the internet just like I would if it wasn't a virtual machine. See, this is all within Windows XP on my Windows 7 machine. We'll close that. There's a couple ways to get back to your physical physical operating system. You can Control-Alt will get you back, or you can use anything outside of this border here where my virtual machine is actually the program running on my Windows 7 operating system. So that's how you can do that. Up here are some options, just preferences and things like that. This one here is one that you would use often. What it's going to do is we're going to power this off. Okay, so my Windows XP Professional is powered off, and then I'm going to edit the virtual machine settings. This is where you can change the settings. So if I wanted to dedicate more memory to this virtual machine, I could. I just stick with the recommended because it's been fine. I haven't had any issues. Or if you want to change the processors, the number of cores, you could do that right here. And then all of your disks are here, your network adapter, displays, and things like that. The settings for all that is going to be here. If you want to go back to it, you just hit play, and it brings it right back up. If you want to run more than one virtual machine at one time, you just open VMware again and open up another virtual machine in that window. So I want to open, this is the one that's installing right now. I want to open Ubuntu 10.10, play the machine. Just skip that. This one seems to be taking a little bit to load up, but we'll let it go here. Anyway, with VMware Player, what makes it so great is that you can run multiple operating systems on your PC at the same time. You can safely test new software. You can run a virtual copy of an old PC that you have. So if you want to junk an old PC, but you want I want a virtual copy of the operating system, you can run that into VMware. You can try out new operating systems without even rebooting, and they're very easy to get rid of if you don't want them on there. VMware Player 3.0 supports over 200 operating systems. You can use up to 8 virtual CPUs on one operating system and 32 gigabytes of RAM dedicated to a virtual operating system. also the printing is driverless, so I don't need to I don't need other drivers. Like within Windows XP, I don't need a driver to run my printer. It's gonna print automatically. So this Ubuntu 10.10 is kind of loading kind of slow. That might be something I can go into the settings and adjust to maybe make it run a little bit quicker. But anyway, you get the idea that you can run more than one operating system in VMware or more than one VMware Player operating system, virtual operating system at one time. So, and they're all right now. I have 3 of them going. I have Windows XP, Ubuntu 10.10, and then 10.04 that was loading, and it's still installing the operating system right now. So that'll probably take a while to finish. But anyway, and the way this works on your physical system is that mine is in under Documents, so I go to Documents, Virtual Machines, the Virtual Machines folder, and each one of these folders is an operating system. So every time I'm in Windows XP Professional Virtual Machine and I save something, it's going to go directly into this folder. So definitely virtualization, virtual machines is something that's very fun to mess around with, and it's going to be something that's going to be very prominent in the future. It already is, but even more so as we progress with virtualization. Any questions that you may have that I can answer, I can give it my best shot. Anything about VMware Player, I will try to answer. Just leave it in the discussion below. Thanks a lot.